Hey guys, welcome to Advanblack's YouTube channel. I'm Steve, the service technician for Advanblack. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to install our completely revised chin spoiler on this 2015 Rogue Glide. Now a lot of you guys already know that we have a chin spoiler on the market it's identical to this that fits the 14 to 16. So a lot of you know that we already have a 14 to 16 chin spoiler on the market. It looks identical to this. This one, however, will replace that one, and it fits the 09 to 13, and then it fits the 14 to 16. These do not fit the 17 up Milwaukee 8 motors. There's a couple of little new things with this one that I want to show you guys. The metal grates that are in these. If you have the old style, they were glued in, and it's completely fine to pull those out. It's just a silicone glue. You can pull those out and paint those metal grills whatever color you want. I've already seen some of you guys already doing it, and they look awesome. The grills are going to come raw on these. They're not painted. It's going to be raw metal. But if you look on the back side of this one, this is one of the changes that we made. It has a frame around it with some Phillips head screws. You can take those Phillips head screws out, and then you can just take the grill completely out, paint it whatever color you want, just like we did with this one. This one came with the raw metal grills. I've already taken the time to pull these screws out, pull the frames off. There's nothing to it. Just remove the screws, lift the frame off, pull the grill out, paint it however you want, put it back, put the screws back in. So just to cover that real quick, Advanblack will not be painting these grills in any cover. So when you receive this, it will be raw aluminum. You can leave it raw aluminum like we did on the Street Glide, because the Street Glide's all chromed out and we left it on there and it looks great. But if you want to paint it a certain color, very easy to do now. I'm going to get this up here a little closer so you guys can see it. But right here are your mounting screws. This is the 7mm head mounting screw. If I take this out, you can see that there's two holes over here with brass grommets, two holes over here with brass grommets. It's marked on the inside of the chin spoiler. You'll see a number 14 there and a 13 in the middle. 13 in the middle, 14 on the outside. This is the hole location on the frame where you need to mount it to your bikes. So the 14 to 16 will utilize the outside two holes that are marked 14, and the 09 to 13 will use the two holes on the inside that are marked 13. So now that I have my metal grills painted vivid black and reinstalled back in the chin spoiler, the only thing left to do is put it on the bike. Very, very easy install, guys. Remember what I said, it's just 2 bolts. There's no need to crank these down with a lot of force. It's almost just kind of like your fairing windshield bolts in here. There's brass grommets that set inside plastic. If you over tighten those, you can snap those brass grommets out of the plastic. And after I start the bolt by hand, there's very limited room between the motor, the exhaust, and the frame. I'll start these bolts by hand, take a 7mm socket, reach in there, tighten them down snug. I suggest that you put a little bit of blue Loctite on both of these, get them started by hand, run them in with the socket. So before I move this camera so you can see what I'm actually doing, this crossmember plate right here in between your frame is going to have 2 holes in it. Like I said, the 09 to 13, they're a little bit to the inside, the 14 to 16, they're a little bit wider. So you're going to put the chin spoiler on this side and put the bolts through on this side. The very first thing we need to do is get the plastic oil cooler cover off. This has 2 clips on top and 2 push pins on the bottom. So it's very easy to do if you just pop this forward just like that. So on the bottom, you just pull out away from the bike and it comes off. So before you put the chin spoiler on and cover up this oil cooler, it's like a small radiator. You can take a small bristle brush like this and go across the front of it and get off any bugs and guts and stuff that may be built up in there that's going to block airflow into that. So we're just going to sneak this up in here, tuck it up under the crash bar, set it on there, try to center it up the best that you can. I'm going to reach in here and start our first bolt. I'll get that bolt started, but I'll leave it loose, and I'll go ahead and reach back with my second bolt. It's a lot tighter back there, and get it started. Now that I've got them tightened up, I move the camera over so you can see down in there. There's 1 bolt there and then 1 back over on the other side, and those are the 2 bolts that I just put in. Such a small area here, it was hard for me to get my hands in there and you guys actually see what I'm doing. But go ahead and tighten those bolts down, snug them up to where the chin spoiler is snug up against the frame.